How you doing? How you guys doing? Like a copy of the Constitution?
Thank you.
I'm an open carry advocate. I believe that openly carrying a firearm reduces crime.
Yes.
And with you know, the unfortunate shooting of that girl over here,
Yeah.
you know, the guns aren't the problem. It's who's carrying the guns. And I believe more law-abiding citizens would carry openly. I'm not saying you have to, but
Exactly.
you know, criminal sees this, they don't want nothing to do with it. It's too high of a risk.
Right. Oh yeah.
And part of the Constitution, you know, cops come in here, then they hassle the wrong people.
Right. Correct. Right.
You have rights. You don't have to put up with that harassment.
Exactly.
You can, you know, I believe you should tell the cops, hey, I believe, you know, this is the description of the person who did it.
Right.
But they start, well, can we search your house? You ain't got no reason to search my house.
Correct.
I don't forfeit my Fourth Amendment right to be free from illegal searches and seizures. I don't have to answer your questions beyond, hey, this is what the guy looked like.
Right. You are correct.
And if you want to keep harassing me, I want my lawyer.
Right. Right.
And if I don't have a lawyer, I want legal representation from the city.
That's right. You are right.
You know, I live an hour north of here. I don't even live in this neighborhood.
Okay.
I'm out here advocating.
And thank you.
So you guys understand, you have the right to carry and defend yourselves.
Yes.
I know there's a lot of robberies in the area too. I talked with a couple blocked that way. They said they were robbed at the gas station.
Oh yes.
Their neighbor across the street was robbed right on his front porch.
Right.
You know, I don't carry to threaten people. I don't carry to intimidate people.
Right.
But the criminal element sees it. They know it's not going to be an easy target. They're going to go somewhere else.
Right. Correct. Thank you. That is so true.
But
Yeah, we thank you.
How much is the carry seal?
WisconsinCarry.org offers free concealed carry classes.
Yes.
The permit itself is $40 from the state of Wisconsin.
Right.
So WisconsinCarry.org, go to that website, class schedule, sign up for a class, depending on where it is, when it is. There's a group, I believe it's called AC Now. I don't know if it's .com or .org. They offer free concealed carry classes.
Okay.
Or you can pay upwards of $100
Yeah,
at like
yeah.
Fleet Farm Gander Mountain to have a concealed carry class.
Yeah,
I'm
because
sorry, I can go spend $100 or I can get it for free. I'm going to take the free class.
Go for free classes, right? Because it is like it's $100. When I called, it was $100.
I thought it was like $49.
Yeah, they do it now.
There are different classes.
Yes, they are.
I want to go and get my Utah permit. That way I can carry in Minnesota. I have family out in Minnesota.
Right.
Wisconsin permit doesn't allow.
Exactly.
Minnesota doesn't recognize the Wisconsin concealed carry license.
Right.
But they do recognize the Utah license, and Utah will let you have a license as long as you have a Wisconsin license.
Okay.
So yeah, it's two different licenses, but it allows you to carry in more places legally.
Right.
If you don't plan on leaving the state, you don't need the Utah.
Right.
But they do go over more stuff in the Utah class. That's why Minnesota recognizes it.
Right.
And I have no problem with people, you know, going and learning more than just what was covered in Wisconsin.
Exactly.
I believe you should go and, you know, study online, see what you can find out on, you know, what you should do if someone tries doing this, X, Y, Z, different ways to respond. Be aware of your surroundings, you know. If someone comes up behind you, you know, you got your firearm. If you have it concealed, you don't have to be as wary because they don't know you're carrying. But someone sees me carrying like this, they decide they want to try and take my gun. I have to be aware of people trying to approach me from behind.
Exactly.
Trying to jump on me. I'm a bigger guy, but but you know what? That don't mean that someone can come up and hit me over the head with a tire iron.
Right.
But I still do believe it's better to open carry and tell the criminal, hey, you're not going to have a easy victim.
Right.
Go somewhere else and pull your foolishness.
Right. Because once they see you with your weapon right there, they're going to think
they're not
twice.
willing to escalate to murder to rob a gas station of a couple $100.
Right.
And Wisconsin also has the castle doctrine.
Okay.
Do you know what that is?
No.
You're in your house. You know all your family's in the house.
Yes.
It's 2 in the morning. You hear someone fiddling with the lock trying to get in. You hear someone at the window trying to fiddle and get in. You have the right to shoot through that window and defend yourself.
Okay. Yes.
You say, hey, they were trying to gain entry to my house through force or stealth. So, and there's a judge that has ruled that simply turning the door handle is force.
Yes, it is. Correct.
Now, would I recommend just blindly firing through the door?
Right.
No.
Okay.
You don't know if a kid snuck out of the house.
Right.
But you know what? You sit in there, you verify that that's someone you don't know and they're coming in, you defend yourself.
Right.
It's not your fault that someone decided to invade your privacy and try and do you harm.
Right. Well, thank you for the information, because I will be checking on the websites for those free classes.
WisconsinCarry.org,
Okay,
and the AC Now, I believe, is the other one. I don't know if it's a .com or .org, but they offer free classes. Take advantage of them.
Oh, I sure
And your
will.
permit from the state is $40.
Okay.
And you know, some people don't like firearms,
Which I really don't.
but with your concealed carry license, you can buy a taser. You can use a taser.
Okay.
You can use a stun gun. If you don't have your concealed carry license, you're not allowed to have a taser.
Exactly.
I don't understand why the state is so opposed to people being able to defend themselves. You need a permit to be able to defend yourself with something that's less lethal. So
yeah, thank you for the information. I sure will
Hi.
be checking it out.
How are you?
Fine.
So good talking with you.
Yeah, thank you
You
so
have a good
much.
day.
You too. Thank you so much.
Good talking with you.
Sir.
Have a good day.
You too. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Be safe.
Check this out. You do the same.
Thank you.
Hey, how you doing?
How you guys doing?
Hello.
Would you like a copy of the U.S. Constitution?
U.S. Constitution?
Yes. Pocket version. I only have one left, so draw straws. He's like, I'll take it.
Yeah,
I'm an open carry advocate, as you can see. I believe that simply carrying a firearm deters crime.
It does, but I don't want you to shoot me with that motherfucker.
I have no reason to shoot you. I have no reason to shoot you. I've never had a reason to shoot anybody, and I'm glad that I've never had the need to use my firearm.
Right.
My thing is, what they doing about the soccer people up there, man? They over there treating them soccer people bad.
The where?
Over there at, what is that? Where they do all the soccer playing at? What is that, Europe or something? Where they do all the soccer games? You got a goddamn kilt on. Shit. You know what they do with that?
You like that?
What a football, they call it the football.
Football.
Yeah, there you go.
Football.
They was talking shit about them dudes over there.
If you turn something, you ain't touched my ground. It's
I'm
gonna be a problem.
Leave that alone.
It's gonna be a problem.
All right, man, what you talking about?
So,
Trying to throw
you know,
all that.
we had this, that poor girl gets shot over here because you got guns in the wrong hands. Guns aren't the problem, it's lack of respect.
Right? That is true.
You put guns in law-abiding citizens' hands.
We'll stop their ass.
The criminal isn't willing to attack law-abiding citizens. Most criminals, you're going to get that 0.01% that's going to say, hey, he's got a gun, I'm going to kill him and take his weapon. You know what, I'm willing to risk my life to deter the other 99.09% the criminals that are too afraid. The other part is, you know, you walk into a gas station, you don't see my gun.
Right.
Now you start your robbery. You see me start doing this, what are you gonna do? Now it's shoot or be shot, you know?
But my thing is this. What about the guys who want to get the guns, but they got felony records from 20 years ago?
Change
You know,
their life.
I'm 100% a Second Amendment advocate. I believe
One way, all day. You know, that's the problem.
I believe 100% that once you have done your
Shot
crime,
that guy.
I had no reason to shoot him.
Yes, he did. Going down the wrong way.
That's a traffic citation. That's not a threat to my life. But the
Yes, ma'am.
100% Second Amendment. Once you've done your crime and you're out of prison, you should have your rights restored. Just because you did something that you regretted doesn't mean that someone's not going to harm you. You should still have the right to defend yourself. If they don't believe you should be able to carry a weapon, you should still be in prison.
Right. And yeah, that is true.
And I also don't think that, all right, I don't smoke marijuana, I don't do heroin, I don't do any of this. This is supposed to be a free country. If you want to do it and you can hold down your own job, go right ahead. I believe employers have the right to say, hey, if you want to arrest, you're not allowed to do these drugs. But if you're able to maintain your life, hold down a job, make ends meet, and you want to smoke marijuana, do heroin, go right ahead. It's supposed to be a free country.
See, but you're wrong for that. Because they've been drinking all their goddamn life.
Right.
Right? Now, you tell me a fool that do smoke weed is not worse than the bastards who drink. Because that fucker get drunk, he'll get in his car and ride up and down the street and shoot at people and do all kind of stupid shit.
Run people over because they don't know what they're doing.
And then you got this fucking
Like I said,
with a gun.
you have the right to do it,
Yeah.
but now, my rights end where your body begins. So I don't have to say, well, I have the right to just swing my arms like this. All right, I have the right to do that, but I don't have the right to swing my arm and hit you.
Right.
Now I'm violating your rights. That's not my right. I don't have the right to do that. I have the right to defend myself from someone trying to do me great bodily harm, but I don't have the right to just go, screw you and hit someone.
Right. Right.
Okay, here's the problem I got with this. What about the weak individual who gets the gun and gets that false sense of confidence? You understand? That's the first, because you've been soft all your life, you understand? Somebody may have taken advantage of you, bullied you and so forth all your life. Now you have an opportunity to get this gun, and you get this gun, that gun gives you this much degree of confidence, okay? Now, prime example, even though he got away with it, Zimmerman. Zimmerman was never a real tough guy, you understand? And given the situation that he was in, I mean, you shot an unarmed, you understand? But it's that scenario that I'm opposed to. You give guns to too many individuals who never, in any other circumstance, would ever swole up on anybody. You know, they'd have just stood back on the sideline all their life. You understand? But now they got that false sense of ooh. No. See, that's the problem.
There's so much we don't know about the Zimmerman case because only one witness is alleged.
As an example.
Right. But there's also an example in New York. A black man heard someone fiddling with his car outside. He looked out the window, saw 3 white teens. He grabbed his gun and went outside. All right, not the smartest move. You don't confront someone if your life isn't in danger. But he went outside to try and stop him from breaking in his car. Not the smartest thing to do, but I don't blame him for trying to protect his property. By the time he got outside, the kids were at the next car of his neighbor. He pulled his gun, he told them, hey, you guys stop that, you stay right there, the cops are on their way. One of the kids ran at him, unarmed, but the kid started going at him. He shot and killed the kid. You know what?
The kid
but
was
thing
coming
is,
at him
exactly.
From an aggressive standpoint. You understand?
Now, the kid saw that he had a weapon.
Yeah.
The kid came at him.
And
So his thought process has to be at that point, this kid sees I have a gun, he's coming at me. My only thought is, he's coming to get me, to try and take my gun, to use it on me. Right. I have no problem with him using it to defend himself. Right. I believe that's very similar to what happened with the Zimmerman case. I'm not saying it did, because, you know, there's only one eyewitness of how it actually started.
But like I said, I'm more afraid of the individual who was never tough, you know, who never stood up on anything. He was always the background kid, you understand? Now all of a sudden, he comes out today, he's allowed to carry a gun. Now all of a sudden, he's the tough guy. He's walking up and down the street and so forth. That's the individual I'm afraid of. It's not the individual who from a reasonable standpoint, you know, okay, I got this gun, you know, this is the purpose of it. But you got this guy who was a coward in effort, you know, all
Right.
his life. Now you got this false sense of security.
See, my viewpoint on it is, you know, this is supposed to be a free country. Until you actually do something wrong,
Right.
you have the right. Now, if you
Everybody don't
do
need
something
it,
wrong, you pay the penalty for doing something wrong. But you're supposed to have the right to, until you do something, to lose that right through due
Right.
process.
But okay, then look at it from this way. The day you were born, the day you first take your first breath in this country, you're given the right to vote. Depending on the state you're in, it has an age limit. You understand
Right.
when you can start. But the minute you breathe, before you even get your name, you have a right to vote. Now, what gives the government the right to take that vote away from you? If you were born with it, you
Right
understand?
there, exactly.
You were born with it.
The Declaration of Independence speaks of our unalienable rights. We're born endowed by our Creator. Whether you believe in God or not, that's what our founder said. You have those rights from birth. Actually, I believe our founders meant from conception,
Okay.
because you have the right to life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness. Life starts when the egg becomes fertilized. It starts growing. It has its own unique human DNA. I'm 100% pro-life. They say, well, what about rape, incest? I'm sorry, that kid did nothing wrong. You don't have the right to kill that kid
Right.
because daddy was a rapist.
Right.
You know, I have no problem with the state paying for all the all her prenatal care, her delivery.
Right.
If she wants to raise it herself, great. If she wants to give it up for adoption, great. But to kill,
The incest part, wait a minute. The incest part is questionable because it's a known scientific fact that incest create
Retarded kids.
kids. You understand?
Well,
Kids
did-
with,
I'm
kids with
pro-
malfunction.
I'm
So on
Did-
that, I'm saying,
women.
But-
period.
but
Did-
the moment the
It's just their
individual
choice.
is
Did-
molested by their dad or whatever,
That's
a
just
relative,
their choice.
you know,
But
I'm
did
saying
that,
there's medication that can